often, shit happens. I wrote a book about it, in fact. Shit Happens, or Why It's More Important to Be Flexible Than Prepared. My first New York Times bestseller. Don't get me wrong, I'm a planner and a little obsessive about it. I'm also willing and eager to throw out a plan if needs must, and too often needs must. I am absolutely 100% the woman you want to be with when you sprain your ankle in Venice, have a flat tire and no spare in Western Iceland, or get lost on the Walk of the Gods trail in Italy. Nothing phases me, and so far, there hasn't been a situation I haven't been able to problem-solve my way out of. Sometimes I can even charm my way out of tight spots, though I usually leave that to Chloe. Which brings me to my go bag, the bag I always have packed in case of a last-minute trip or weekends away. All the Wander women have one, me, Chloe, Jess, and Ella. We used to prank each other by switching clothes around so Jess would be stuck with Chloe's wedges and sundresses when she showed up to an outdoor gear convention, or I would have flannels and hiking shorts when going to LA to review the latest luxury spa resort. We'd all gotten wise and started checking bags before we left, so it took a special set of circumstances for anyone to be able to pull it off. Like being hungover and late for a flight on a Saturday morning to see my mother, to speak to my mother for the first time in 3 years. So, instead of a weekend bag for a tall woman with skin so fair I almost qualify as handicapped, I had all the clothes and makeup for a petite Desi-American chef. I mean, the snacks are great, but Ella's style tends to animal prints and chef whites. My capsule wardrobe is full of neutral basics and colorful scarves. And underwear, Ella, I had no idea. On the bright side, I'd already written, Up Close and Personal, How to Get Through Airport Security Without Your ID, on the plane. Who knows how many articles I'd get out of my first road trip with Marja in years. Writing about our poor man's vacations had started my career. And I'm not going to lie, one of the only reasons I agreed to this road trip was to get an article or two out of it. #Adventures with Marja had always been good for a laugh or two and lots of engagement. I scrolled through the alerts and messages that came through while I was in the air. Instagram likes and messages, TikTok and Twitter notifications, Jess and Ella checking on me in our WhatsApp group, a text from Michael asking me to let him know when I land. Nothing from Chloe. Headline news that everything is shit and the world is ending. That headline hit a little too close to home. The night before, the well-ordered, successful life I'd worked so hard to achieve and the future I'd planned out had been hit with a truth bomb that I never expected and have no idea how to manage. I shouldn't have gotten on the plane that morning. I should have stayed in Chicago and managed this crisis, because it absolutely was a crisis. Chloe was the only person who I want to talk to, the only person who could help me, and was the one person who'd gone radio silent. The only person I didn't want to talk to was Michael, my fiancé. All the confusion and uncertainty I'd been ignoring since I'd reluctantly agreed to a big wedding were front and center in my mind and in my heart. Oh, by the way, Chloe is my best friend and has been since we met the first day of freshman year at the University of Texas. Did I mention that Michael is Chloe's brother? I didn't, did I? And since I'm oversharing, I should probably just come out and tell you that Chloe dropped the truth bomb, telling me she loved me, was in love with me, and had been for years. So, yeah, my mind was spiraling out of control with what it all meant, what I felt, what I should do. I needed to sit in a quiet room and think. Write a pros and cons list. Free write in my journal so I could figure out what I needed to do, what I wanted to do. The last thing I wanted was to be in the same car with my mother.